And I'm back. Welcome to JonesyCast. Like and subscribe if you would like to subscribe. It's been a while, folks. I haven't been on this channel for over a year because I've been busy doing stuff and having stuff and going through stuff. So here we are again. Let's get right into it. User Tid494 says, I don't enjoy conversations with my best friend because they feel overly one-sided. Now I'm feeling stronger urges to avoid her. So I've read the whole post. The link will be in the description for anyone who wants it. I've read the whole post and it seems like it's a case of just being unappreciated. So what I would do is I would take this friend from the position of best friend and I would put her in the category of useful friend, or put yourself in the category of useful friend, because it seems that you're useful to her, but she's not useful to you. Now you have to understand that in a sense we're all useful to each other. You know, I'm useful to my missus is useful to me, my best mates are useful to me, I'm useful to them. We all have uses, and every relationship is a deal. It's a bargain that we strike with the other person. But what we find is, like, if we've been friends for a while or friends since kids, the terms of that agreement or that bargain haven't been fully hashed out. And so then what you feel is her putting her burdens on you, but you're unable to put your burdens on her. And that can be lonely. That can be very lonely. I figured that out with one of my mates. I'm 35 now, and I've been mates with him since I was 13 years old. Every time we hang out, he does a lot of talking. I don't do so much talking, right? Most of the time I just listen. And to be fair, he's a very interesting guy, so it's very interesting listening to him. But, you know, after about an hour or two, I'm just done with the conversation. Like, I'm not curious about him or the subjects he wants to talk about. He's very political and social in the terms of his subjects. And so after a while, I just kind of don't care anymore. And that's okay. It's totally okay. It's okay for you to feel the way you're feeling. And it's okay for you to do what you want to do. But the thing that I would strongly warn you against is dishonesty or avoidance or like friend ghosting or something. If you need to stop taking her calls for a while, then stop taking her calls for a while. Send her a text, tell her you're busy, you know, but check in every now and then and make sure that she understands that you still care for her. You just can't be hanging out with her all the time. Like, she needs to find other friends than you. Like, it's one of her responsibilities to find more friends than just you, to find more outlets of expression and friendship than just you. And she has that responsibility to herself and to you and to the other people in her life. Like, I've always thought that in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, we expect one person to be our village. You know, he has to be my lover, my friend, the person that I argue with, the person that is romantic with me, the person that cooks dinner, the person that does the washing, the person that does everything. And in a sense, that is too much to ask from one person. So what we do is we outsource to other people, right? Humans are funny things. We outsource our sanity to other people. And it's true. And she's just outsourcing herself, well, her sanity, to you. And so, hold on. It says, the problem is that she can't do this with other people, which is why I'm special to her. I think that's probably a bit of bullshit. I mean, people who convince me that I'm special are usually not telling the truth. Like, my missus is definitely an exception. My mother and father were exceptions. But people who tell me that I'm special are usually telling other people that they're special. Like my best mate, I've been best mates with him for 10 years, and he's never really told me I'm special. We just do life. We just hang out. We just kick it. You know, we don't have to say things like that because we already know. Like, he's completely special to me, and I know that I'm completely special to him. So we don't have to always tell each other all the time. So it says, but now that as soon as I've told her I was starting to feel myself again these days, she's back to the one-sided conversations, and I found myself dreading answering her calls. All right, so here's what you do. Now that we've had a chat and we know each other really well, take her calls, but don't initiate them. Take her text messages, but don't initiate them, right? I try to pay attention to what people do and don't do in regards to me. If they are not reaching out and not initiating, there's a good chance that there's a reason for that. Now, it could be about them or it could be about me. It could be that they're very busy, that they're going through trauma, that they're going through stress. It could be just that they're busy with family. They've got things to do and people to see. Or it could be that I'm not that high on their priority list. So that's the communication that I would send to her, and that's the way that I would send it. I would just stop reaching out and let her do the reaching out. And then of those, her reaching out to you, only answer 1 in 3 if you can, right? And then the one thing you never want to do, because this could lead to a bit of feelings of crisis for her, you don't want to buy into people's crises. If she sends you a text or gives you a call and then she's like, call me right now, it's an emergency, don't call her. Don't call her. If it's an emergency, she should be calling 911 or whatever it is in the country that you live in. If it's a real emergency. Other than that, shit can work itself out. You know, she can come around the next day and have a chat with you, or you can reach out to her in your own time. After we hung up a 2-hour call today, I don't know how old you are because it doesn't say it here, but I don't really have 2-hour phone calls. I'm 35. I talk to friends a lot, but it's usually in person. I mean, I struggle to do Skype calls and I hate them. Zoom calls and Teams calls, I hate them. I do them for work, but I just don't like them because you don't get the full context and the full movement of people's faces and that kind of thing. I felt so invisible and so alone that I just broke down crying. Well, I wouldn't feel too bad about that. Sometimes loneliness and the lack of the person you're with seeing the other can be very lonely making. I don't know what to do. Well, the first thing you can do is you can just stop reaching out. Right? You return her calls. You pick up the phone when she calls if you want. If you're feeling too stressed, then you're feeling too stressed. I mean, if I call my mate and he's feeling too stressed, I just go, is there anything I can do for you, man? Like, do you need an ear or a beer? And if he goes no, I'm like, okay, reach out when you can. How do I get through to her? Well, you probably can't get through to her. How do I explain to her? You probably can't explain it to her because if you do, she'll start getting defensive and then it'll turn into an argument. The problem is some people make it very difficult to tell them the truth. You could tell me something like this. You could tell me that you're not feeling our conversations. And then I would make a change, but I'm a different person to this person. Like, is she in her 20s? That's what I would do. I would just take the phone calls you want to and don't reach out. Don't initiate. And then what will happen is eventually you'll get to the point where you want to initiate because you won't have had enough of that friend for this week or whatever it is. That's what I'd do. I hope this has helped. I'm just some guy on the internet and I know that. But yeah, good luck on your mission to become self-autonomous, man.